What we're doing today is we're going to do our Q&A today, okay? So feel free to go ahead and ask your questions. I do not have my bracelets on. Let me grab these. And then, yeah. So if you are watching on the YouTubes, do make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. If you are watching somewhere else, what you're going to do whenever you're done watching this video is go over to YouTube, search my first and last name, click on the subscribe button and then also the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. So here we go. And now let's get at it. So ask your questions. There we go. So today is all about, you can ask anything. You can ask about social media. You can ask about blogging. You can ask about business related stuff. You can ask about not business related stuff. I mean, it's totally up to you. Mindset, how you get through hard times, how you stay inspired, right? Like what questions do you have? The questions that I love answering, you guys, are whatever is making you feel stuck in the mud right now. So whatever is making you feel paralyzed, like you can't move forward, let's call it out, let's address it, and then let's move into it, okay? So you're able to just crush that fear and move forward, or whatever it is. Maybe it's just you need to know how to do a thing. Go ahead and ask the question. Let's get into it. Let's see. Let's do some good mornings. Good morning, Corey and Heather, Katie Lynn, Megan, Kara, good morning from Michigan. Katie Lynn, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? Oh my gosh. I love turkey. I do love turkey. Like, I love turkey all the time. My other favorite Thanksgiving food that I don't eat anymore is stuffing. My dad used to make really good stuffing. It was sausage stuffing. Oh, so good. So good. I don't eat that stuff anymore, but man was it good, right? Amy, how do you create influence? Well, you don't create it. You own it. So you already have influence, whether I've got crazy hair and I'm just not going to worry about it, but I would like to call out the elephant that there's this happening right now. And so now let's all just stop staring at it, including me. So you don't create influence, you own it. We all have influence, whether we are intentional with that influence or not. We all have influence over people around us in our lives, things like that, okay? What we do is we own it. And by owning it, we say, okay, I know that people are watching me. Here's what I choose for them to see, okay? And that's a way of living. That's a way of being. So that's very Ula, all right? And for me anyway, it's very Ula. The way that I choose to live is very in balance. It's not all work, all work, all work, all making money, all making money, all making money. I'm not like that. So like yesterday, my day was, I worked in the morning. After work, my personal trainer came over and we worked out. After that, Mike and I had lunch. I did group coaching. And then Mike and I went and played tennis for a couple hours. I came back, had a nap, and then went live with the Ula guys last night and then had another group coaching later on that night. It was a day that was completely in balance. So while it sounds busy, it was seriously one of the most gratifying days I have ever had in my life. And that's because I was all in balance. I did my business, I did my physical activity, I did my fun. Everything was happening, right? I colored with Nora. It was just all very, very good. So whenever you say like, how do you create influence? What you do is you own it. You own what you're showing people. And that's really it. And that's where your influence starts coming. Now, when you say, how do you create influence? A side of that question might be, how do I gain followers? Okay. And the best way to do that is be exactly who you are, but you have to be it in a very transparent and authentic way so people can see themselves in you right? So I have a lot of people follow me that are women that choose to have this life, right? Where essentially I do what I want, but I live in service to others and I make money while I do it. And I can show up like this with no makeup on and just be like, this is who I am. I've got no shame. This is how I roll. This is what my life looks like. And the women that follow me are also like, yeah, I want that sort of like untethered, that life where it's just, we can just be who we are and love it, right? And that's the influence that I have. And so, and that's because I show up in that way in a very authentic and transparent way. So I hope that makes sense to you. You don't create influence, you own it. Let's see. Oh, so many questions. I love it. Rachel, good morning. Big win for me today. Just thought I'd go out on a limb and ask my work if they'd pay for some of my ULA training, and they're paying for more than half. Ask and you shall receive. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Rachel, that's awesome. Ebba, good morning. Let's see. Hey, from Seamus and Aaron. Said that I'm going to listen to Ms. Martha, and he asked if he could listen to. Aw, shucks. I love it. Morning, Martha. Good morning. Angela, good morning. Meredith, Imposter Syndrome, how to get over it. Oh, that's a good one. I love talking about this one. Imposter Syndrome is that feeling that you have no right to talk about the thing that you're talking about. Imposter syndrome feels like, who am I to talk about this? But really, it's not even you beating yourself up. It's you thinking other people are thinking that. So we understand that that's going down a rabbit hole quite a bit, quite a ways down a rabbit hole to think that someone else thinks this thing. Those are two drop points that are like likely not even happening, okay? So imposter syndrome, the way that I get past that, or the way I got past it in the beginning, was I kept my eye on who I'm here to serve. Imposter syndrome can't touch me when I'm living in my mission. When I'm living God's purpose for my life, imposter syndrome cannot touch me. I also know that imposter syndrome does not come from my creator, and it rather comes from something else. And I am more than happy to go ahead and set that aside and not let that control my life. So that's imposter syndrome to me. It's easy to crush because I'm living a much bigger life than that. It can't touch me. It just simply can't. And that's the same for you. Also, watch the video last night that I did with the ULA guys about the 7 blockers. They have a very, very good little tiny system to go through that's going to crush those fears and limiting beliefs, okay? Because that's what that is. Let's see. Good morning. And I don't know who that is. I'm so sorry. Good morning. Martina, good morning, Martha. Love starting my day with you. Same. Katie Lynn, I make really dank gluten-free stuffing. Shut up. A, I love that you said dank in there. B, I need you to send that to me. I need that stat. Let's see. Christiana, good morning. How's your day going? Oh my gosh, best day ever. I'm not sure if it's fear or hesitation, but I'm holding back on pushing the button. It's a new skill I'd have to learn and a bit of money. Okay, so what I would do is I would think, how am I, and I don't know on pushing the button. Are you talking about ULA? When you say push the button, it makes me think ULA. But anyway, regardless of what it is, doesn't matter. Just think of what it's going to do for you. If you had that skill that you're going to push the button for, if you had that skill, how are you going to be able to serve after that? Like, what are make 2 lists, right? What am I going to be able to do with this? And what are drawbacks to this? And then go ahead and compare and contrast. If it's something that's really for you and, like that you should be doing, your things that it's going to do for you and your community and your people around you is going to outweigh any sort of drawbacks. So that's what I would do. Kara, I have had a roadblock with my Young Living business. Where are we at? 10 minutes. I have tried your techniques, but I still haven't signed one person yet in 4 months. And I've had a person who said they were interested, but they backed out right before the sale. I just don't know where to go from here. Kara, my question is, are you using the conversation cheat sheet? Because that is likely not happening if you're using that cheat sheet from Go for Gold. If you're not using that, and keep in mind there are 2 cheat sheets in there. One is the consultative conversation that you go through with them, where you're finding out what their needs are and able to serve their needs. And then another one is how to turn a conversation into like a Young Living conversation. So any conversation you can turn into a Young Living conversation that isn't weird or salesy or anything like that. There's 2 cheat sheets. I feel like you're not using them if that's your experience right now. Or something is happening sideways there. Go ahead and post in Go for Gold so you can get some support on the way that you're showing up, because there's something that isn't, like, you feel like you're doing everything right, but I feel like maybe there's something that isn't being done exactly the way it's supposed to be done, and that's why you're having that experience. Megan, when you're selling something virtually, ebook, etc., from your website, is there any way of preventing people from sharing it other than just asking them not to? That's the only way. That's the only way, is asking them not to. You can also give them extra bonuses whenever they buy that are only available like through Facebook groups or something like that. And so they would have to, be them in order to access that bonus material. That's the only other thing, is to anchor bonuses in something that they can only get. So sharing that thing isn't going to be as good as just buying it themselves. Christiana, I love sausage stuffing. Yes, girl. Yes. All right. Diane, morning. Yes, feeling like I'm still preparing and not attracting. Maybe that's just my season as I'm starting ART certification, ULA certification, and beta test for my course. You're in becoming. You're in the state of becoming. So we talked about it last night on was that last night? Yes. On the momentum call for HBR. You're in the season of becoming. So there's a lot of... So there are different seasons in our life. There's the planting of the seeds, and then there's the harvest, right? They don't happen at the same time. So what you're doing is you're planting the seed and you're watering it. That's the season that you're in. It's the season of becoming. Embrace every single part of that, because the harvest season is not very far away and completely hinges on the planting. Karen, how do you share with people when you don't see people in person? Do you ask them to see you on Zoom? Yeah. Yep, I talk to people on Zoom. I talk to people on the phone. I talk to people on video messenger, on Facebook. Yeah. However they choose to communicate. Sometimes people just like to email me. However they want to communicate is how I communicate with them. I don't make it my barrier for them to get over. I get over their barrier. So where are they at? Where do they want to speak? Like, how do they want to communicate? I go to them. It's not their job to come to me. Carrie, my mom is making cauliflower rice stuffing. Oh my word. And roasting veggies for me. She's so awesome. Oh my gosh, that sounds great. Corey, what's the software you're using to get the pop-ups on your screen? Is it Mac or PC? First of all, it's Mac, and I use, for the pop-ups on the screen, that's eCam, E-C-A-M-M, and then the software that streams it everywhere is Restream. So Restream via eCam is how I do this entire thing, and we teach that in HBR, Corey, so check out James's stuff in HBR. The video section, it's in there, like how to set it up and stuff. Ebba, as I'm going through modules and programs, I complete the sections and worksheets, I'm having trouble then finding the actionable items to make that income producing. Maybe I'm still in the beginnings and haven't gotten to where you put it all together and then bam. Have you gotten to week 5, 6 yet? That is where everything is like, oh. Week 5 to 6 is like, oh my gosh, weeks. My guess is you're not there yet if you're saying this. Lori, I feel like I'm working too much, working to balance it out and focused on what needs to happen instead of running around like a crazy person. Yeah, if you're working too much, calm down, but you're extremely red, Lori. So you have to do that. That's like, you have to find your balance anyway. You have to find other things to do and let things happen. Surrender to letting things happen the way that they're going to happen. You're not going to push stuff into working. You need to surrender into... This is some advice that I gave somebody last night on the momentum call. You have to quiet everything down and surrender so you can feel and hear the nudges that are happening, where it's, because that's where I do not take steps in my business until I feel I need to take steps in my business. I do not run around and say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. I could do that all day long. I choose not to. That would drive me crazy. Okay? Because that would be me right here. What I do is I sink into this space and I wait to feel like I need to move on. Like I need to do this thing and I need to do this thing. And then I do it. But I don't do it a moment before that happens. People wonder, like, why does everything you do just work? It's because it's not from me, guys. It's not from me. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Like, it's not from me. I'm listening. I'm paying attention to what I'm being led to do. That's what you have to do. Christiana, Megan, not that I'm aware of. Oh, okay. Amanda, good morning. I'm feeling stuck on what to do. Oily reach out, coaching, course creation, writing, blogging. Again, Amanda, I'm going to tell you, get quiet. Feel out which one is right for you to do first. Writing and blogging is a direct, just so you know, writing and blogging directly moves into all of the other things. I would start with that, and then I would see where that leads me, honestly. Corey, I found that when I got into my actual bat signal, the imposter syndrome disappeared. Yes. Boom. There it is. I am going to say this super quick, and then I'm going to pop out of here because it is almost time. If you are not in HBR yet, but you're like, how are all these people able to do this stuff? Like, how are they building these income streams? How are they changing their lives? How are they actually doing this stuff? Like, there are people that are making $12K a month just a few months into this thing. Okay, you guys, this isn't playtime. This is like, let's actually do this. Let's show up and serve. Let's make money doing so, and let's create the lives that we desire, right? And show our kids how to do it also, so then they see us modeling it to them, and then they're going to be able to do it as well. That's everything to me, okay? If you want to get into HBR, if you sign up before Monday morning, or I'm sorry, Monday evening at midnight, if you sign up before then, you're not only going to get half off HBR, but you're also going to get into my mastermind. My mastermind is going to be 5 ways that you can start right now to be able to, 5 business opportunities to start right now so you can crush 2021. We're not playing, you guys. Like, it's time. Let's do this thing. We are doing this thing, okay? So what you would do is you would message my Facebook business page, not the words case study, however that would work, but message it the words Black Friday, okay? And then I'll have a short conversation with you, ask you a few questions, see if it's right for you. If it is right for you, I'm going to invite you into the program, give you the details of it. You'll say yes or no, and either way is okay. All right? It's time. Let's do this thing. See you guys later. Bye-bye.